I'm now speaking with Sensei Dwight Laster. Sensei, when I saw you the other day, you know, a lot of memories came back from years ago that I've been wanting to talk to you about for about, I guess, 30 years now.
Yes, yes.
You're mostly known as being associated with the so-called Black Jessies.
Right.
Now, what year was this, and how did all that come about?
I think that was around 1979. And the Fort Wayne newspaper said they was getting some letters from a certain group threatening them. And the group was called the Black Jessies. And so the Fort Wayne Police Department latched on to us because they said it had to be us because we were the only family that would appear to be to themselves, and it was close knitted. And then it says they told we had a whole lot of cars, and the house was big, and we lived in a compound. So it said it had to be a family who could be secretive and not expose themselves to anyone. But that we were told.
But, you know, during this time period, well, almost forever now, since the inception of America, it didn't take much for blacks to become labeled as militants and things like that. And especially in the 60s and 70s, you got called a militant real quick.
Right.
And when that term still has a militant tinge to it, but from what I understand, you all weren't militant at all.
No. We had definite opinions, but many times if you express yourself, you are labeled that a militant. See, and that's what it was. Like when Vernon Jordan had got shot, we protested. Because the white woman who was allegedly with him, they never questioned her. They took her and hid her out. So we got in front of the media and said, bring her out and question her and see what she knows. So all of a sudden, they were mad at us for speaking out about that.
You know, when did tell me about your family? You know, I don't really know that much about it, but when a family comes together anymore, that's a good thing.
Right. But in their eyes, it was kind of a bad thing. Because for black folks, they figured black folks aren't supposed to do that. They're supposed to be nitpicking, arguing, and fussing and carrying on. But what happened was, the Hatches, we're double first cousins. Two brothers married two sisters in two different families. So that made us double first cousins. Their house had burned down when we all were very young. We was on Hayden Street, and my father asked my mother could he have his first cousin move it up. Mom said sure. So when everybody moved in together, Daddy said each 3 years we gonna add on to the house. He said to give everybody his room. He said because boys gonna be growing. He said and they might want their own space. So he said we gonna add on to the house. So that's what we did. About every 3 years he would add on to it. So that's how he did it.
Because I've always wondered how that house, I mean, it's such a large house from the outside.
Yes. It's 24 rooms. 24 rooms. 24 rooms, especially in a dojo, a karate school, and at the first level.
All right, 24 rooms. At its peak, how many brothers and sisters, or how many total were living there at one time?
Okay, at total it was 14 people. 14. It was 11 kids and 3 adults. 3 adults.
All right. So now this is in the early 80s, you said.
Right.
And how did things start to escalate? I mean, okay, I know the police were accusing you of being militants and starting trouble around here. What was the problem then? I mean, was just, again, the fact that you all were together, or what was the genesis of the issues?
And that was the main issue, that we were together. And the other issues were they couldn't figure out how could a family live in that situation and when was no, they said there's no criminal activity. No. They assumed that we were selling drugs. They assumed we was out there robbing somebody, beating somebody, but all of us had jobs. Three or several of my brothers worked at a harvester. Then we had the radio station. We had a radio station on Pontiac Street. And then me and my other brother, we worked in 3 office buildings downtown, clean office buildings. See? And my father was a carpenter and a mason. He did a masonry guy.
So now, now at what point did the martial arts start to weave in, and how did that change things?
Okay, the martial arts, how that weaved in, I was 13 years old. I went to Mr. Williams, and I saw a poster, and it said join win some lessons. So I asked my mom. She said, boy, you ain't gonna make that. I said, Mom, let me try. She said, go ahead. So I signed my name. 2 days later, the guy called me. He said he wanted to talk to me. I went down there. The guy said, you won a trial week. And I went through that week. And Daddy said, if you're going to go, your brother and sister have to go too. So Robert, my brother Robert, and my sister Geraldine came along with classes with me. Then they came along classes with me. Then we stayed there almost 4 years. And then after that, we left. Then I started teaching my cousins, which is the Hatchet now. So when I started teaching them, then everybody said, now, why is this family so connected? Why are they so tight? How come they ain't pulling apart like everybody else? I said, because a family is the basics, of everybody's existence. Your family can get along, and that's what you want your family to get along. But they didn't realize they didn't want that. They wanted some kind of confusion or some kind of argument, but we didn't have it.
So what is about the spiritual aspect or the intellectual aspect about martial arts that helped form your family bond?
It is mind, body, and spirit. And that was spirit. That's the aspect of martial arts. There's a creed that the martial arts will say is you avoid rather than check, you check rather than hurt rather than maim rather than kill, you kill rather than to be killed. And all that together made us determined to be what we are. We was determined to say we're going to stand up, and if we have to speak out, we're going to put ourselves out there and speak out. A lot of people would ask us, ain't you scared? Don't the police harass you? I said, yeah. I've been arrested twice for some silliness. I looked like a suspect. And I asked the cop one day, I said, all black men must be twins. Because I get tired every time y'all stop me and I'm looking like somebody. I was stopped a week ago up there on Coliseum Boulevard. 6 squad cars rolled up on me and hemmed me in the dark. They always get you hemmed in the dark. So they ain't go on, can't nobody see. I asked them what's going on. They said, I look like a robbery suspect.
And did they arrest you or what happened?
No, they said, can we frisk me? I said, go ahead. So I had my pack right here. So he looked in the pack and said that he ain't got nothing. Then the other guy said this. He said, he told the other cop, he said, the report didn't say it was a black guy, it said it was a white guy and a Mexican. And I told him, I said, I'm far from either one. The other cop said, no, I said a black guy. I said, it didn't say a black guy. I said a white guy and a Mexican. But I've been stopped over 4 times, almost 4 times this year for the same thing. I was stopped up there by Paul Hardin High School by 4 county cops. It's either the county or the city.
Why?
They say I'm suspicious. Always I'm suspicious.
But you don't think anywhere white or Mexican?
No, I know. That's what I told them. I'm not white or Mexican. I said, I don't even look close to that. But they say I'm suspicious.
But you know, for a long time, it's kind of been understood here in Fort Wayne that a lot of blacks felt that anytime you do speak out or you're vocal in some kind of way, something's going to happen to you, harassment or something like that.
Yes, yes.
Is that theory or is that pretty much factual?
Yeah, that's factual. That's factual. It's called running the gauntlet. That's what it's called. It's called running the gauntlet. If you speak out, like one time I filed a complaint against this one cop, Bradley Madison. He dead now. He got hit over here on State Street. I filed a complaint against him. Right time I filed that complaint, every other cop knew about that complaint I filed against him, and I would get stopped maybe about every other week by a cop, and one cop would even say that's the guy shooting Bradley Madison.
That's almost like in a retaliation.
Yeah, that's what it is. That is retaliation. That's to put some fear into you. They say, if he can't get you, we're gonna get you. We're gonna corner you off, or we're gonna say, something. He made a threatening move, or we saw something shining. He threatened us. He took a defensive posture. That's the main thing they always say. Took a defensive posture. That gives them the chance to beat you down, give you a beat down.
But they're still saying that today.
Yeah, they do that. Yeah, they do that today. Because the reason why they do that today, the system allows them to do that. See, as the system says, a cop's word carries more weight than yours. Even though we go to trial, it says everybody's word is equal, but it's not. A cop word carries more weight than yours. And no matter if you have a videotape, they will find something in that videotape which says that cop word carries more word than yours, more weight.
But so is there a connection there then, with so many blacks anymore being afraid to stand up and say it's raining today?
Right.
I mean, they won't stand up and emphatically say anything.
No, they won't say nothing. They won't say nothing.
That almost has its roots back in slavery.
That is. It's called. We still fighting that slave mentality. We still fighting that slave mentality. We still scared. No matter how we pump our chest up, we still scared. Because we know our livelihoods and our very existence, no matter how we would say, is provided to us by white folks. They know we know that. We in the years that we've been here as black people, maybe less than 5% of the whole black population can employ black people. Our student employment is by white folks, by white corporate America, and we have and either we go that route or we don't work, and that's what they go by.
I mean, even though that's a fact, what's being promoted right now is more entrepreneurship from the black community.
Right.
But as we scream that we need more black businesses, when the black businesses start in action, a lot of times the community won't give them any support.
No, because we got that fly in the buttermilk syndrome. Yeah. And the fly in the buttermilk syndrome is this: we don't feel we succeeded until we go where a whole lot of white folks at. That's what it is. We don't feel we succeeded. We like this. If it's a whole lot of black folks and we there, we ain't succeeded. But if it's less of us and more white folks, we succeeded. It's just like where you move at. They tell you as soon as you get successful, you're supposed to move out what? North. That's what they tell us. As soon as you get successful, move out north. See? Because they tell you if that's where it's at. That's where it's at. I like to say that you can't be successful where you at. No, I'm not knocking you want to move out north, but black people got to understand it's time for us to stop following and be leaders. Because how you know you have succeeded in life when that very man who you trying to follow decides he wants to follow you.
But again, what I've been told is that that success is almost being redefined, every day. I mean, it's to where you're being left alone, and you're happy, you got a job,
Right.
and you're content,
Right.
and people from out of town who come to Fort Wayne, and people who have left Fort Wayne, who return periodically, all say the same thing, that Fort Wayne has such content black people.
Oh yeah. I've heard the same thing. I've been in Indianapolis, in Georgia, and they said black folks in Fort Wayne don't respond. We're not reactive. We're not reactive. I remember when a cop shot this young boy about a year ago, a couple of years ago, and so some young woman organized a protest. So I went. When I got there, it was me, another black dude, and 4 women. And the only way we could march was around, Lakeside Park and back to the front of City Convoy. No one showed up. No one showed up. We are contented in our position where we at. We don't speak up. Then when we do speak up, everybody shun you, run away from it. Say, I don't want no part of that. Because once he says something, cops start messing with him, that means in turn they're going to mess with me.
But at the same time, when you organize these protests in the 60s, now this is just maybe my own personal perspective,
Right.
But it seemed like the pastors, I'll say,
Right.
had a legitimate consciousness
Right.
about the betterment of black people.
Right.
And they came together knowing that they could be beaten,
Right.
and they were beaten,
They're right.
but they still came out.
Came out.
But today, pastors don't seem to have that same mentality, and the way that the black community is structured is still structured to a large extent to the church.
To the church. But what it is they are in the pocket pastors. They're in the pocket of downtown. There's somebody buying the dinner. Hey, it's getting kind of, we heard someone on the street, it's getting kind of noise out there. Could you smooth, calm the waters? So it's in the pastor all to calm the black folks down. Saying in church, well, don't be out there. It's best to be here. God wants you in this church. God wants you between these 4 walls. See, and that calms black folks down. Because what preachers want us doing is looking up. But what black people should be doing is looking out.